We begin today's wrestling news and rumors video with some major news regarding Roman Reigns' status in WWE, and clearly if WWE is eventually sold to Saudi Arabia like it had been reported a few days ago, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens won't be the only superstars quitting or walking out of WWE. By all means, this past week has been filled with shocking news and speculation regarding Vince McMahon's return to power behind the scenes in WWE, and the surprising reason for Vince McMahon's sudden return after having just retired last summer, with it later being revealed that Vince is currently in the process of negotiating to sell off the WWE, something that both Triple H and Stephanie McMahon were against, with Stephanie outright resigning from WWE the day when all of the rumors were going around regarding WWE's potential deal with Saudi Arabia. While the Saudi deal has not been confirmed or official as of yet, it does appear as though this may very well be the direction WWE is heading, and this deal to sell WWE to the Saudi Arabia Public Investment Fund could be announced at any point in the near future. And while many fans are unhappy about this possibility, lots of WWE superstars are as well, including the undisputed WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is mainly furious with Vince McMahon over the news of selling WWE because of the fact that Vince is seriously negotiating with Saudi Arabia to sell off WWE, because of what this means for Sami Zayn, who, as we discussed in our last video, would almost immediately be leaving and quitting WWE if the company sold to Saudi Arabia, with Sami Zayn's real-life best friend Kevin Owens also likely to walk out of the company as well, and it can almost be guaranteed that some other superstars would be leaving as well if that deal does go through, and again, Roman Reigns is likely one of them. Now, as most of you are likely aware, Roman Reigns was already planning to retire from WWE in the relatively near future, with Reigns transitioning from being a full-time talent to a part-time or special appearance talent after last year's WrestleMania 38 premium live event. And while Roman was previously open to staying on with WWE for a bit longer than he anticipated, once Triple H had taken over creative for the main roster last summer, Roman Reigns is reportedly planning to walk out of WWE and retire early if and when Vince McMahon sells WWE, partly because of the situation that would unfold with Sami Zayn departing WWE, and because Roman Reigns does not like Vince's idea of selling the company in the first place, with Reigns feeling like he would not want to work for WWE if it is being run by new owners. Roman Reigns has already accomplished everything possible in WWE, and Roman was ready to retire sometime later this year or possibly early next year had things continued the way they have been with Triple H in charge of creative. But with that clearly changing with Vince McMahon returning to power backstage and likely taking over those creative responsibilities from Triple H, Roman Reigns seemingly wants out of WWE and will basically walk out with Sami Zayn if the Saudi deal is reached. Now, what this would mean for WWE is absolutely huge, because Roman Reigns is by far the top superstar of the company and currently holds both the WWE and Universal Championships. And considering this deal with Saudi Arabia could be happening in the very near future, the plans for WrestleMania 39 could be in complete jeopardy, because if Vince McMahon does end up selling WWE to the Saudi Arabia Public Investment Fund prior to WrestleMania, and Roman Reigns walks out of WWE with Sami Zayn, and likely many other superstars as well, the company would have some serious problems with WrestleMania 39, and WWE in general moving forward, as both the WWE and Universal Championships would be vacated. A lot of fans are very upset and downright furious with Vince McMahon for once again returning and causing havoc behind the scenes, with all of these rumors and reports of selling WWE, likely to Saudi Arabia, especially considering it will likely have very negative impacts on both Raw and SmackDown going into WrestleMania 39 this early April, and if Roman Reigns walks out of WWE, this could be catastrophic for the company overall. The morale behind the scenes in WWE had reportedly been steadily improving once Vince McMahon had retired and Triple H took over creative for the main roster, and if Vince McMahon sells WWE, Roman Reigns, Sami Zayn, and Kevin Owens likely will not be the only ones leaving, as Vince McMahon would definitely remain in a position of power behind the scenes even if WWE is sold to Saudi Arabia, so things would be changing in a major way, and likely not in a great way in the eyes of many current WWE superstars. Regardless, even though Roman Reigns was planning to retire from WWE in the relatively near future to pursue other business aspirations, such as following in his cousin The Rock's footsteps to Hollywood, Roman's retirement may come a lot sooner than originally planned, with Vince McMahon possibly selling WWE to the Saudi Arabia Public Investment Fund. And if Roman Reigns walks out of WWE ahead of WrestleMania 39, the company will then be forced to scramble and figure out what they would be doing with the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. So without question, things are very stressful backstage in WWE with everything that is going on right now, and Roman Reigns refuses to sit idly by and let this happen without him taking any action. Let us know your thoughts firstly on the ongoing rumors that Vince McMahon is still considering selling off WWE to Saudi Arabia, and do you think that Roman Reigns would be making the right call to stick by his fellow Bloodline member Sami Zayn's side if Sami's forced to walk out of WWE, with Roman Reigns joining him? And if Roman was to leave WWE prior to WrestleMania 39, what are some match ideas you'd like to see at WrestleMania for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship? Or 2 matches if the titles were split up again after Roman walks out of the company? Let us know. While Vince McMahon has only been back in WWE for a few days, things are already beginning to shift and change in a huge way, with Stephanie McMahon, who was running WWE while Vince was gone, suddenly resigning and stepping down from the company, and all of the breaking news regarding Vince's plans to sell the WWE, with Saudi Arabia being a prime potential buyer. This has certainly got to be quite a frustrating time for Triple H, because while Triple H has not officially resigned or quit WWE, a new backstage rumor has revealed Triple H will also likely be leaving WWE very soon. Ever since Vince McMahon retired back in July 2022, Triple H took on the role as the head of creative for both Raw and SmackDown, and while some fans speculated that Triple H would continue to have this major role backstage even with Vince McMahon's return and plans to sell off WWE, and that Vince would basically not be returning to his old roles behind the scenes, a breaking new backstage report has said otherwise. It has been rumored that Vince McMahon plans to sell WWE only if he is allowed to remain with the company in a position of power backstage, and this is apparently why Saudi Arabia is a serious possible buyer of WWE, because they apparently would want Vince McMahon to keep his roles behind the scenes, including in creative, which means that Triple H would be removed from his head of creative role of Raw and SmackDown once WWE is sold, and one of our sources has reported that if this happens, Triple H will be saying goodbye to WWE and resigning from the company, much like Stephanie McMahon already has. Now, there's no doubt that many wrestling fans will be very upset at this news and speculation, because most feel Triple H has done a tremendous job since becoming the head of creative for the main roster, and that Raw and SmackDown have been improving over the last several months. But sadly, Triple H will also likely be on his way out of WWE in the near future once the company is sold.